All right. I think I'm recording. It looks like it. Are there any settings I can go through that um, might be important? Mic mode, still standard. Okay. We have enough battery. um, all right. We'll just gamble that this is working. Hey, I did not prepare for this video, but I want to just talk about a few things while we wait for the night to turn into day. And I am somewhere in the world, and we will explore this world. And I am playing on onemoreblog.com, and it's a nice, quiet morning with Shane and Lion online. So this is nice. And yeah, let's talk while the night turns to day. So, real life has been very challenging for me in the last 5 years or so, since all the way back to 2010, if I really think about it. My father was diagnosed with a cancer, and he got through this, but those were tough times. That was a mental hit for me, obviously, and for everybody involved. I lost my parents later due to old age, just parents being of age and passing away. And in between 2010 and that happening in 2019, we had no idea that COVID was going to be a thing, and a lot of other stuff happening since then that I'll get into a little bit. But before COVID hit, right before, I kind of lost my father, which was obviously very difficult, as everybody can imagine. And this was after about 2015, when I was just fighting for depression. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea it wasn't just stress. I had no idea that certain health things I had then were symptoms of things I have now. And I didn't ask for help. I couldn't ask for help. But the hobbies and the communities around those hobbies meant quite a bit to me. So my friends told me to man up and help me ask for help. So I did the best thing I could and picked myself up around 2016 and got my community of close friends together to help me save up for a new system, so we could continue with like the Minecraft server, but also my projects, my hobbies, and my daily life. It gave me more purpose. Then the universe was like, okay, we'll surprise you with you losing your cat, and then my dad. Then COVID hit. My brother has been ruining the relationships in the family and making life very, very difficult, to a point where I used up any bit of energy. Then I lost my mom due to old age, and in 2021. And as you can tell, 2010 to 2021 that's like a decade of doing my best not to let mental and physical issues win, I guess, and just do my best to make it to the next day. And I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I don't know how to socialize, I guess. I don't know how to reach out, and I don't know how to deal with the fear of having to make changes for the better, even if it means you go through the worst first. But life does obviously improve. I processed the loss of my parents, and we got rid of my brother out of my life. He is as dead to me as my parents are, in my opinion. He ruined every possibility of me giving a shit, but that's fine. I got to reach out to friends and doctors, and I've tried my best to keep the community running. And that wasn't fun either, because, like I said, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. If it doesn't go well, that expands into everything I do, from socializing to typing the /stop command to just take a break and step away from everything. Turn off all the computers, all the phones, all the iPads, all the power in my apartment for all I care. And either crawl into bed and try to not end up depressed, or grab a backpack and leave. But as I got through things and I had the time to finally relax, my system didn't know how to relax anymore. So I started to feel anxious, which resulted in panic attacks. The fear of things constantly happening because I'm stuck in fight or flight has been a daily struggle, to a point where I stopped eating. I just restart the Minecraft server and I tell people to behave or get lost. And I tell my friends that it feels like nothing matters anymore, and they think I'm suicidal or something, which I'm not. I just give up, and because I don't have the solutions to my problems. And from day to day, I made it to therapy, and panic attacks getting worse or better. I tried my best to do the things that I couldn't do anymore. And in the meantime, we learn that when I have a panic attack, my heart rate gets to 200 and it doesn't go down. And I have a problem with one of the things in my heart, and a bit of an enlarged left chamber wall or something. I don't know, whatever the details are. But an ambulance ride where they tried 5 things before my heart finally calmed down, going from 272 for a bunch of hours and like basically 200 for a night, and resting heart rate was like 130 for apparently the year and the year after. But it was stable, and they let me go home. And we learned that there's these physical issues, that they're not just a panic attack. So I worry about my heart, which gives me anxiety. I get anxiety, which triggers panic. I'm super overstimulated by everything because I'm stuck in fight or flight, and the cycle continues, like panic causing my heart to go up, my heart goes up causing panic, etc. And then in the meantime, you're just fighting physical and mental issues, while having to deal with my daily albinism. All these things mattered. They all mattered for the last couple of years. And now it's February 2026, and it was February 2025 when I had that first ambulance ride to the hospital with a heart rate of 272, 274. And I had a racing heart even during sleep, sitting down, lying on the floor, walking around. It was 130 to 150 and 130, 125 during rest. And it should be 60, 70, and that's not good if it's twice the speed in rest. So we put pills in me for a year, and around October, that heart was like, I'm done. Let's fuck shit up. And it went to 234, and this time I had therapy and help in the past, which made it easier to not wait a week, but to call right away. And they check me and they say, yeah, it's too high. And I went to the hospital. They put me down or under or whatever it's. They put me under anesthesia, and they used a little shock on the chest just to reset the heart into a sinus rhythm, and that worked. And since October, my heart rate has not really been over 100, which is like pressing a pause button. So I felt more motivated than ever because I obviously started feeling better. It made therapy easier. It made the exercises to improve my heart easier. It made it easier to deal with panic attacks, and it makes it easier to fight the anxiety in my life. But it's not perfect. I still have the same heart issue. I'm just in sinus rhythm. The actual issue or issues, if they're two little things, are not gone, and I am not gonna further disclose the consequences of that in this video. But we had to we had to keep making the best of it. But I didn't have the energy anymore after 2010. After the heavy depression stuff in 2015, but I felt really proud that nothing happened and I got through it and found the support and motivation to run a 10-year plan to get to 2025 and run the server for 15. years to have that anniversary. Little did I know, of course, that things were gonna change in the world, in my life. But we, or me, well, we with the team did it anyway. So here we are. And the server now runs not on a computer saved up with money pulled together from personal gifts from friends and family and my savings and slow dripping the money from my benefits and all that stuff. Didn't have to say 3 years to get a system this time. Things are easier in that regard, and we have a little chained up network of computers on the table to power the server still after 15 years. And the community is still here. And instead of having periods of time where the server is offline, where we have that dark period of, hey, we haven't played in months, but can we do it this weekend? And then from the 10 people, one shows up, but we still have fun. We now have about 75 to 100 people checking us out every day. But even if it's one person, it's still worth it. But I also I'm also well aware that sitting at the top when I say something, I don't get really told to behave as if I was a player. So I get away with saying, screw all of this, I don't like this, boom, shut the server down, I need a break. When I get overwhelmed and am just not rational, because there is more than a decade of history and baggage and emotion and success and failure that comes with that second of what the heck is going on when I have a complete panic attack and I'm all alone here. And instead of being rational and saying like, hey guys, I'm going to step away or something, that is how it goes. And obviously I don't like that. So I thought it was time to try and just share more of my personal life, even if I don't really want to. Because obviously it's nobody's business. But I am well aware that everybody is struggling with loss and issues or disabilities or mental problems or just daily life, work. Money is an issue for people. And I am so, I can't even say the words. I'm so fucking grateful that there's a community that even if you're not being rational, that they understand and are patient enough. And maybe not everybody, but the bigger majority is. and that we can lean on each other. And in return, I have no problem running a server to give other people that escape from life too. That instead of, well, they can shut it down, but instead of shutting it down, they come online just to see the chat, to get a hello, or to message somebody in game or in private or on the Discord itself that they're not doing great. And we try to be there for them as well. And trust me, I talk to a lot of you, even the people you think that are perfectly okay. They share their struggles with me as well. And I appreciate every one of you for just being here and enjoying the server as small as it is. We're pretty fucking big being 15 years old with big worlds and impressive builds and people that care about each other. Sorry, you don't find that on other communities, not that often at least. The staff turnover is quick. Ownership changes. They shut down. They reset everything. They're so big, they couldn't even care less if somebody has a bad day. Everybody just bullies you and whatever. So here we have that opportunity. So I think that's why we can care. So I thought it was just time to record this now that I feel better and discussing something serious where you can actually hear my voice and it's not just text in an announcement. That I can do it now that my heart behaves and my panic doesn't freak out and I don't end up in bed for 2 hours because I tried to say something on a stupid YouTube video. So, apologies for the long intro and the emotional tone, but my life is real for me, and so is this community. And yeah, so are you guys. For somebody that never watched my video, this is not how my videos normally go. But compared to previous years, the last 12 months, obviously the year sucked really bad when I was barely able to eat or get out of bed or even go to the toilet. And I didn't know how to ask for help versus a month later where I got the help I needed. And then in August or something, I started therapy, which is now also has been a year. So asking for help has improved. And maybe I'm even fussy about all the dates because ever since the loss of my parents, everything has basically been a blur. And every time I think I'm on top of it, I'm like, wait, was that 22 or 23? And suddenly it's 2026. I have no idea what's going on sometimes anymore. But it's now been a year on heart medication. It's been a year on therapy. It's been months now on my heart rate being below 100 beats per minute. And it's like a pause button has finally been pressed. I can be more rational. I can catch my panic attacks. I can run and do exercises that help me mitigate any issue that comes up. And of course, that's good. So while the issue hasn't been fixed, there is now time to get into it, so to speak. And that means I'm doing better. But I, like I said, I was out of energy in 2010. 2015 drained me. 2017 broke my heart. The 3.5 years of basically targeted attacks by my brother on the family just drove the last bit of energy out of my system. It's a miracle I didn't fucking jump in front of a train and whatever. It's a good thing I don't believe in that stuff, but it's a bit of a miracle. It wasn't that bad. And now with everything behind me, I can focus on these panic attacks and find out I have this heart issue and work on all of that stuff. And yeah, it's improving, but there is quite a road ahead of me. And that also means that I do not know what the future is of the server. But we don't have to worry about it, if that's a fair answer, because the last 5 years, despite everything, 99% of the time the server has been running. Serious bugs have been fixed. We are up to date on the current version. We tried to implement a ticket system. We improved our team and our support, and I'm delegating more tasks. We're training staff slowly but surely, and the regulars that come and go, a lot of them also come back, and maybe we'll see a few more when we are 15 years, which is this year. And in a month from now, the 11th, it's or the 7th or whatever, it's actually 15 years. So if we have time to celebrate, I don't know. My checkups for doctor things, they just continue, and even though they give me a bit of a break, it just gives me space to go to my GP, my general practitioner, and start other things with blood tests and whatever needs to be done. So that will keep me busy. The 17th, I have a thing about oxygen that happens here at my home. And then March the 2nd, I have to go to the hospital again. And then at the end of the winter, I have a heart scan, I think. We'll find out the date at some point. And it just doesn't stop. And I am still out of energy. My sleep average was 3 hours a night in November, 4 hours in December, and in January now to February, it's been closer to 5, but I just had a week of basically insomnia, so we're back to 3 again on average. 3 hours every 24 hours is just not good. So, as some have noticed, I've been taking a bit of a break. The tickets get slower, replies, bug fixes are slower, but surely. I've been trying to do a lot of positive stuff for players as an attempt to do something every day for the 15 years throughout this year. But it's also just not easy. And I'm not entirely sure what that means. I'm just doing my best, I guess. Valentine is in a week. Nope, it's in 4 days. Fantastic. It's now the 10th, and tomorrow I have to work on it. That's one day, the 11th. I cannot work on it today, so that's only one day. The 12th, I have to work on it, or else it doesn't happen. And if we make no progress, then we cannot test on the 13th. So I have one day to test, one day to do the event, but we need 2 months. So the event is 2 months stuffed into one day. I don't know what's going to happen. We didn't even announce it yet because I just can't promise it. That's just the reality of this. And I hate the fact that last year we had to skip quite a few events, but we ended the year with a boomer bang, what the fuck, a big bang. And this year, I really didn't want to miss an event, but here we are. It's possible we cannot do the Valentine one. It's very depressing for me, and there are some options being discussed between me and somebody else, and maybe we'll do something different this year. But yeah, I am exhausted, and I don't just mean, oh, I need a good night's sleep and I'll feel better. No, since 2010, I've run out of energy. My my mental space to deal with anything is at zero, and I'm trying to not let it go to -1. My body physique, whatever, my physical thing, my muscle mass, it's gone. I'm sure I'm overweight, but my muscles are like atrophy or whatever that's called, right? I have to rebuild it. My heart is not doing great. I can barely exercise without triggering the issue. So I have to really slowly build it up. And that is time I don't have to work on the server. And I prefer my hard working. So that's the bug fix I'm working on. And the server gets a couple of hours less per day of attention. But my eyes are having problem with the light. My albinism is just in overdrive, which makes reading and dealing with people and socializing so difficult. And that makes doing things like going to a doctor, it feels like you're a kid that is forced to go to school and you know you don't want to because the teacher is a horrible person or something. Like everything is forced. There is no like, oh, let's go fix this and blah, blah, blah. No, like everything is a struggle technically. And some of it is just mental, but being mentally exhausted and having to do things and just being behind on everything. Doing dishes takes so much longer. Cleaning your shower is like a gym workout. It's taxing, and it's taxing on energy I don't have. There is nothing left in the reserves. And I thought, why not share? This isn't me complaining. This is just me sharing and explaining what has been hinted at in the chat or shared in an announcement in portions. But maybe the sincerity is a bit more clear. The details are maybe making a bit more sense. Yeah, I did not prepare for this video. I just wanted to sit down and share that that's part of the reason why I don't have answers sometimes, or why I'm short or so tired of cheaters and people with hate speech. There is just no energy left to be like, oh, what's the policy here? Let's do the right thing and talk to them and try to better their life so they can remain a player but learn from their mistake. No, I can't do it anymore. You're shouting hate speech. Fuck off. I just don't care. And if then people get offended because I'm more blunt, then I'm like, I don't have the energy to deal with it. I just can't. It's this or just accept it and not deal with it. So those things are part of the reason. And I try to apply that logic to when other people that are normally behaving are doing something they shouldn't do, that I'm more understanding of it, but it doesn't always work when I just don't have the energy. So it's a thing, unfortunately. But I get told off by players and regulars and staff as well when I do the wrong thing, and I try to adjust every time. So hopefully, when I'm not being rational, I get reminded that I can also step away and leave the problem to somebody else. Um, so anyway, that's I'm starting to ramble because this was difficult to share, and I get overwhelmed and all that stuff. Uh, I have no plans to get rid of the Minecraft server, despite how I am with my health. If things drastically change and I just can't start the server because of it, when it goes down to like it crashes or something, there's not somebody in my apartment that can physically start it up. So people will, in that situation, just have to wait until that's resolved. My plan is to become healthier and not worser, so more worse. So that shouldn't happen, but you never know. But now you know what the plan is. Wait until I can reset it or restart it. If I'm not doing well, I can restart the server. It's a local setup. If I'm doing horrible, I'll leave the server running and just tell the players to wait until we can restart it. The highest priority bugs are being worked on almost every day, even if it's for 5 minutes. We are talking to developers. We have an admin on the team who's actively developing and managing, basically managing the GitHub repositories for our custom plugins. We have admins who are learning how to do things from claiming to whatever. We have more moderators, and we're going to add more regulars to mods soon as well. So I don't have to micromanage players anymore. We can leave it to the mods and just hope it all goes well. Helpers are going to get more on the server. We're going to move more players that are regulars and know how to answer questions into the notable group. And we will introduce more groups for newcomers so they can level up with the feeling they are here to stay and more involved and get more permissions quicker. But everything on top of this, like events, upgrades, network upgrades, we just did one, computer upgrades, the 1MB network upgrade where we switched to Era 4, the Era 4 development. It's going at the pace of an elephant in a mud bath. There's nothing moving forward until there is time, mental space, and physical health being okay enough that I can dedicate sections of 2 hours multiple times per day and then power through for a week. So bigger tasks are just not possible. They are so difficult to do with what I can do offline, like in the real world. So I appreciate a bit of understanding for this stuff. I know we're also not in a rush. And it is also very possible that in order to achieve one or two other things, we compromise on one or two other things. So a plugin might disappear. And despite the community lashback, that's just how it is. And an upgrade of Minecraft might not happen, or we might wait until a further release of that upgrade that's more stable, so the upgrades from plugins are smoother. We spent years on improving the upgrade process, world checking and force upgrades, light issues, and all that stuff. It's only inventories right now. Is the inventory working? Did custom items break? Do the protection plugins work? Those are the questions, and not the other 20 questions. So we save a lot of time. We can do less bug testing. We can do less public testing. We can just upgrade and see how it goes and accept that there is going to be a compromise to be made. And so those are the plans moving forward. Um, do we have ideas for the next version? Yes. Are there ideas for things like a hardcore world, a dedicated adventure map, all that stuff? Yes, 100% it's there. Is it in development? Sure. What tempo? 1% right now. I'm catching up on everything, and we just, like I said, we have trouble even getting the upcoming Valentine's event going. So all those big things are shelved until further notice, but they're not purged. The ideas are there, and that means we have enough to do another 15 years if we want. And we have enough staff that care about the server on a level that feels like me and Mikey could care about the server. So, worst case scenario, if I just can't do it anymore and I need to step away for 5 years, I'm sure we can find somebody who can run it for the next 5 years, within the team. I've no problem for that plan B approach. We'll be developing this as well. So it's time. I see the moon again. This was not an easy video to make, and we will get to some playing. And boy, if the audio of this video doesn't work, you guys might not even hear any of this, because I'm not recording it again. So fingers crossed. And so if you now hear this, fantastic. But yes, I'm doing better. However, I am still out of energy. Daily chores and tasks, household work, getting through the day, getting sleep, exercise. It's all an active challenge. It's an adventure every day. And it's a lot easier than last year, at the beginning of the year. And last year, 2025, is a much better year than 24. So there is progress, but it doesn't mean that I am fixed, that I have my energy back, that my body is in good shape again. It doesn't mean anything, because it's really a struggle. And the weight of it all is quite a lot, and it's very hard not to have a crash out and cry my eyes out. I'm already just emotional trying to make this video because I simply care about doing better for myself, but also I really care a lot about my inner circle, my friends around me, the team members on top of that, and all the patrons and epic players, and all the regulars like the builders and members, and everybody that are the wheels that keep this community going. So I just feel like it really means a lot to me. So I just had to make this video. And don't really want to announce it. I don't want to have a pity party. And I'm not asking for donations. I don't do any of that stuff. In fact, we're talking... I am talking with somebody behind closed doors. I am talking about discontinuing voting and discontinuing taking donations or making patrons happen. I The community has to do on word of mouth, and if we end up with 2 players, again, me and 1 person playing Minecraft, it makes me happy too. So, yeah. So many things that are being discussed, from the new updated rules to AFK changes to kits, groups, features, upgrades, era 4, team member groups, permissions being easier on higher groups, fairly balanced gameplay, removing plugins, a more vanilla approach, blah, blah, blah. Everything is a thing. We have enough stuff to keep the server going. There is money to run the thing for another 15 years, probably. I just want to play Minecraft with people that think like me about what it means to play Minecraft. And that means I have to share what we're doing, and I try via announcements. So check our Discord, link in the description. And I try with a video like this, which has been on my mind, but this was still spontaneous. So I'm sorry for being emotional. I'm sorry for being using swear words, but it's just real for me because this is my life, and I don't do a lot with my life, and health for mental and physical is currently in control of it, and I don't like it. So I'm doing my best to work on improving everything. So sorry if I'm not around as much, if I'm more blunt, if I'm looking like I'm tired of it all. This video hopefully explains why a little bit. And I don't know. I'm baffled that we did everything for 15 years in a way that everybody says that's not how you do it. But that's why we're a niche little community, and it works in the way that it works. And it's built in a way that we can scale if it needs to be. And we are working really hard not to scale to higher numbers. And it's hard to get players. It's more difficult to get regulars. But you'd be surprised how easy it is to fill a server with 100 players. We're working on not making that happen. We don't care about 100 players. We care about the 100 players that check us out every day, and the 15 to 25 that hang around and do some mining and building things, sharing items with others, having discussions, and feeling like they're welcome here. And yeah, it's what made it happen for 15 years. We we run the server on a machine that's a meter away from it. If I stretch out my arm, I touch the server. It runs on a network connection that probably doesn't even allow us to run a server, but it's been condoned for 15 years. What? And we run it in a way that everybody else doesn't seem to run it because they say it doesn't work. And we had 40 players the other week, and it ran the same as if it was 5 players. So we proved them wrong again. And I'm very happy that every once in a while, every week, every day, Every to-do item that gets completed is with, let's fix something now in a way that helps us if this was a company and we need a long-term solution. That's the policy since summer 2013 or something. And that took 3 years to work on. And then in 2016, we switched to the core engine we use now and applied those changes and that policy to those changes every day with the public changelog. Now we have a private changelog. We share the bigger stuff with the public, of course, and it's still working. It's crazy that the first few blocks from 2011 are still here in 2026, and that we still have players from 2011, 2013, 2016, all these generations. We still have a few players hanging out, so it's all worth it. And it's my escape. It's my little matrix. Yeah. I had to take the AirPods out, and I don't know if that disconnected. So I have to check later if any audio past the bed placing is actually recorded. Where's my ammo? Hey. Eh. Oh, that's the end of the video. Because I play until I die. And I died. I don't know if the audio is working, but whatever. Just you. You it is. Okay. Ah, well, there you are. Okay. I appreciate it that you stuck with me today through the recording of this. I can continue, but I generally stop recording when I just die. It's like a good indicator. I just came up here to make more chests. That's a bit of a bummer. But it's okay. I'll organize this a little bit later. I'm not sure if I want to record it, but we made progress on this little island. I also want, oh man, I hope this audio still works. I also want to say thank you for the first 30 minutes or whatever that was, where you listen to what weighs heavy on my shoulders and my heart, and literally on my heart. I'm happy that the last 15 years that the server is still here today. And I cannot imagine it being another 15, but I also, Mikey and I, we didn't think the server would make it through the summer. So here we are. And uh, it's been very rough. It's been very rough to just have a daily life. So this video was needed. Um, it goes a lot deeper. I'm just unable to get into my opinion about the state of the world, my insights into the Minecraft community, my connection with Mojang Saya little contract, my involvement with projects regarding games and communities. There's a lot of stuff, politics to how I perceive what I see around me. Whether I like it or not, it's stuff I cannot get into on a YouTube video. And I won't get into it anyway. But all of it accumulates to happiness or lack thereof. And through it all, it really shines, this Minecraft server. And you could say, it is what I do. And it goes how it goes. It's not a company. We don't make any money out of this. There's no profits. This is costing me thousands every year. And I just wanted to play a game, hang out with friends. Health, life, mental, everything is in the way. The world, governments, politics, policies. Since this is the end of the video, not many will listen to this anyway. This, in 2010, could have gone, 2010 to 2012 could have gone a whole different way. 2015 and 16, it could have gone a whole different way. And 19 and 20 and then 21. The conversations I had, it could have gone a whole different way. And how 23 and 24 went with my heart and the panic attacks and everything, that I'm happy I have friends Thank you for joining my little matrix, little sandbox game. And yeah. Okay.